All right, what's going on, everybody? Gfunk, the black sheep of HCP, coming at you guys with a quick live here, man. I got to speak my mind on some things, man. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that music there. That was a little band called Interplay, a recording, a cover of the great jazz musician Herbie Hancock, Cantaloupe Island. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Little funky something for you before we get started. Make sure you hit the like button. All right. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. All that good stuff. All right. Man, let's talk about something here, man. All right. Recently, the news came out. I mean, look, we've been talking about this for a while on HCP. All right. About how pay-per-view is just getting way out of hand these days. And I mean, right now it's to the point where, like, I just don't know what these guys are thinking by putting this fight on pay-per-view. I mean, what on earth? How do you even sell this to the public? How do you sell this to the casuals? Because we all know that's what drives the sport, right? Us hardcores, we're the ones that get bitch slapped around, right? We're the ones that get beat up on. That's us. So we're used to this crap. You're damn right it is, Haplo. You're damn right.
What a fucking joke.
That's the first thing that came to my mind. As soon as I seen it was on pay-per-view, that's the first thing that came to my mind. And then, not only that, but they are charging the full $75 for this fight. $75 fucking dollars for this fight. I mean, at least with the King Kong Ortiz and Charles Martin pay-per-view, at least they lowered that down. I mean, we could give them that, okay? And that fight was far from a pay-per-view. But they're not willing to drop the price a little bit here for this one. This is insane. What the hell's going on with boxing? And look, I'm not trying to tell you guys what to do with your money, okay? This is just my take on it. If you want to spend your $75 on this fight, look, go right ahead. What you do with your money is completely on you. At the end of the day, it is. I'm telling you right now, for me, and I think that anybody who really cares about the health of this sport, you need to boycott this one. I agree with you, Stefan. This is the perfect fight for a boycott. Meaningless fight, absolutely. And look, here's what makes it even more of a joke. Okay? We got two guys. Wait a minute. Let's just start with the co-feature, okay? We got Leo Santa Cruz coming off a knockout loss to Gervonta Tank Davis. He's the co-feature here, okay? So we got the guy who's the co-feature coming off a loss. All right?
What a fucking joke.
And then We got the main event. Mario Barrios versus Keith one-time Thurman. Both of these guys coming off of losses. Both of them.
What a fucking joke.
I mean, you cannot make this shit up. You just can't. 3 fucking guys coming off a loss are at the top of the bill on this pay-per-view. Let's see here. Steele says, I'm not paying for any fights unless it's worthy of pay-per-view, period. I paid over $700 last year, and I'm not doing it anymore. Fuck that. Dude, I am right there with you, man. I paid for a lot of pay-per-view, man, the last couple of years myself. I finally got smart, decided to roll. You know the rest. The GOAT says he'll catch it 5 years later. Right, and then his fight is a eliminator for Spence's belt, for the WBC belt at 147 pounds.
What a fucking joke.
I mean, Jesus Christ. It just gets better and better and better with this pay-per-view. Look, I've said this before a lot of times, okay? Pay-per-view should only be for the mega super fights. Not guys coming off of losses. Or one guy who just got knocked out by a man who was smaller than him, moving up in weight. Another guy who lost to a 40-year-old fighter and hasn't been in the ring in almost 3 years. And this is pay-per-view. This is pay-per-view, man.
What a fucking joke. What a fucking joke.
Cannot make this shit up, man. You just can't. PBC has lost their fucking mind. This is not healthy for the sport, man. I'm sorry. And, you know, I see some people out there that are saying that they would gladly pay $75 for this fight because they're a fan of Thurman or they're a fan of Barrios, whoever it may be, okay? But look, if you really care about the sport, you'll put the sport ahead of your favorite fighter, period. And by supporting trash like this, you're not helping this sport grow, man. You're not helping bring this sport that we love back to where it used to be. Fights on a Saturday night back in the 80s and the 90s used to be I used to get a special feeling, especially if it was a pay-per-view fight, because it was built up the correct way a majority of the time. I always go back to this fight. In my lifetime, there was no better buildup, no better hype than De La Hoya versus Trinidad back in 99. Now, look, the fight didn't live up to it, obviously. It was not the fight of the century like it was built. But they built that shit the right way. They put those two guys, who both, by the way, were 26 years old. 26. Both had already had multiple title defenses at 147 pounds. One guy was already, on the cusp of being a superstar or a superstar at the time in Oscar De La Hoya. Then you had Felix Trinidad, who was a superstar on the island of Puerto Rico, knocking everybody out. We already had the rivalry there. They started to fight common opponents. They both fought Obakar. They both fought Pernell Whitaker. They both fought Hector Camacho. And they both beat all those guys in the ring. And it's set up to a mega fight. And at the time, it broke the pay-per-view record for most buys during the black box era. And everybody I know had a black box back then. I don't know about you guys. So maybe some of you, if you're here watching it live, or if you run across this thing later, if you don't know what a black box is, ask your parents. They'll tell you what it was. But look, that fight was built the right way. And it deserved to be on pay-per-view because it was a huge mega fight. Both guys made a ton of money. They made a ton of money. We go from that to this. And I mean, look, I'm going to get to some of your guys' comments here real quickly before I talk a little bit more. I'm not going to be here this long. I'm going to have somebody come on in a few minutes. Steele says, well, the thing is, we all want to support the sport we love, but it's to the point where just taking advantage of us fans. Pay-per-view is supposed to be the best fighting the best, not just because they can. Exactly. This fight ain't even worth an $8 combo at McDonald's. Should be free like Shakur versus Val. Exactly, man. They're doing that the right way. They're building superstars over there, man. They're building guys over there. Whoever would gladly pay $75 for that fight needs an exam by a psychiatrist. Yes. We keep paying for trash. The people who run boxing will keep digging up. Exactly. They're like fucking Oscar the Grouch on Sesame Street. I love trash. That's these guys, man. Fuck out of here. The GOAT says, no point making it a pay-per-view. It won't make any profit. That way, so what's the point? Hope you can recover at least for a third of the money spent. It makes no business sense. I mean, I just don't understand. I really don't understand. And not only that, do you guys remember what they were pushing, the PBC? You remember the hashtag free boxing for all or something like that, right? You guys remember that when PBC first came out? And you know what? They were putting on free fights at first. Thurman fought on free TV multiple times when PBC first came out. I think the very first show that was on NBC, he fought Robert the Ghost Guerrero on NBC for free. He fought Sean Porter, which was a big fight at 147 pounds at the time, for free on CBS. I remember that. Now everything's got to be on pay-per-view. And the irony, let me tell you, listen to this.
I don't want you guys to have to pay to watch me fight. I don't want your money. I make enough money. I do not want your money. I'd rather see 10 million, 14 million. I'd rather get 20 million viewers on a network like CBS than to take the fans and entice them to pay for my fight.
Wow. Wow. I mean, how do we get here with Thurman, man? You better not duck me, son. Then he's talking about you got to have a belt to fight me. Then he's talking about I don't want your money. I'd rather have millions of people watch it on free TV. To now finding Mario Barrios for $75 on pay-per-view. I mean, Jesus Christ. What's going on, Mark Nash? Kid Top Skull, what's up, man? Outlaw, what's going on? He says, pay-per-view number 2 and many more to come this year from PBC. Heyman ruining box. I mean, it is not, it's frustrating, man. It's frustrating because this is why the sport lacks stars, man. Nobody sees these guys fight. You know, the last 3 times Barrios fought, was on pay-per-view. I mean, do you need me to repeat that again? Barrios' last 3 fights will be on pay-per-view. He fought on the undercard of Tank Santa Cruz. His next fight, he fights Tank on pay-per-view. Now he moves up to 147 pounds and fights Keith Thurman on pay-per-view. How are you gonna market this guy? You're hiding him on pay-per-view. I know there's some casuals out there that know Keith one-time Thurman, but what about Barrios? Like, nobody knows him because he's fighting on pay-per-view every time he fights. But man, Thurman, what a hypocrite. This fight has CBS or Fox written all over it, man. And I think it would do damn good numbers. I just don't understand it, man. I don't. And look, I want to give the boxing fans some credit here. Because the last couple of pay-per-views that have come out have been trash. And you guys have responded the right way, the correct way. You didn't buy it. And I'm talking Tank versus Isaac Cruz, right? I heard from a source that it did like 42K. Jake Paul, 65K with his clown ass. I heard that Luis Ortiz pay-per-view did like 20K. We're doing the right thing, man, and we have to continue. We have to continue to do this, man. This is how we make change, man. When the fans don't watch, when the fans don't support, when the fans don't go to the fight, you force these guys to do something different. It happens in every sport, man. It happens in every sport. What's going on, Joseph? Javier, what's going on? The Hammond Knights don't even pay for pay-per-view. I think that's true, man. I think we have to say it's true at this point, you know? Main event on SF1. Yeah, that too. I mean, why not? Why not, man? But we're doing the right thing, man, and we have to continue to do it. Or they're going to continue to put this shit on, make us pay $80 or other people pay $80 to see boxing. This is true too. I mean, we know that. We know that. I know, $75. What the fuck? But think about it like this, right? I said this before, but when Major League Baseball went on strike in 94, for those of you that were alive back then, I know I'm old, okay? But look, the fans, they responded by not going to the games when they resumed play. They weren't going to the games. They weren't watching the games. So they had to change something to bring the fans back. And they made changes, and the fans came back. They gave us better matchups. They started doing interleague, American League versus National League during the regular season, not just in the World Series. It made for better matchups. Here in Northern California, we got to see the A's versus the Giants during the regular season. You know, down in Los Angeles, you could see the Dodgers versus the Angels. In other places, like in New York, you could see the Yankees versus the Mets. Like, those are, you know, rivalries there, man. They did that because the fans left. What's going on, Puro Sur Central? What's up, man? The black sheep. That's right. Look at what happened with the NBA, right? During the 80s, you had Bird, Magic, bringing ratings. Then from the mid 80s on to the end of the 90s, you had Michael Jordan. Ratings through the roof. Worldwide star was Michael Jordan. When he retired, ratings suffered. They suffered, and they're still suffering right now. They're not as good as when Jordan played, but they're getting back up there again, right? Like I remember when the Lakers played the Celtics, I want to say it was 2008 finals. That was the highest rated NBA finals since the Bulls and the Jazz in 98, and it only did half of the viewership. That's how bad they were suffering after Jordan left. So you know what they did? They changed the rules of the game. They sped up the game. More scoring now. They changed things, man, because people stopped watching. They realized they have to do something different. And I'm using these examples because that's what we have to do. That's what we have to do. We have to put our foot down and say enough's enough, man. Enough's enough. And I mean, $75. I mean, Jesus Christ. I don't know who or why anybody would want to pay for that. I just don't get it. We got to do something, man. And this is our opportunity. We got to keep doing it. We got momentum, guys. 3 pay-per-views in a row have bombed. Let's make it 4. Let's make it 5. Let's make it 6. How many trash pay-per-views they put on. Let's continue to do it until they give us a super fight. Guys, I'm getting ready to wrap this thing up here. I want to bring on the big sister of HCP, Christine Lopez.
Can't hear you.
Christine, how you doing? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, sis?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you hear
me? I can hear you. Looks like we're having some technical difficulties, but it's all good. It's all good. We'll see if we can get her back on. But here's what I'm going to do, man. Because I'm going to end the show right now. Like I said, I didn't want to stay on too long. But I'm going to give you guys the link. She's getting ready to go live right now as we speak. She's getting ready to go live. She's got some breaking news for you guys. I'm putting the link in the chat right now. I want you guys to all head over to that show that's getting ready to start in a few minutes. In the Ring with Christine here on YouTube. She's got a special guest coming on. And I want you guys all to head over there. I want you all to head over there right now. So you can check out my big sis. All is well, man. All is well. I had a few minutes here to rant about something, and I took advantage of it. Yeah, I used to buy them a lot too, Haplo. Not no more, man. Can't do it anymore because it's hurting. It's hurting the sport, man. The link is there, guys. I want you guys all to head over there right now. I'm going to stay on until I'm at 0. I got 15 people here still. I want it down to 0. I want you guys all over there. I want you, if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit the like button there as well. Okay? She's got a very special guest that I think you guys might want to check out. I really do think so. So make sure that you head over there. Okay? One more time. Putting it in the chat. But look, guys, don't buy this shit. Do not buy this pay-per-view. Dumpster juice is what this is. And if you pay for dumpster juice willingly and happily, they'll continue to serve it up to you. We got to put our foot down and say enough is enough. And that's what I'm doing. And that's what I hope you guys do as well for the better of boxing. All right, let's put boxing first for once. Okay, can we do that? Can we do that just for once? Put boxing first. Fuck the fanboy shit. All right, let's put boxing first. Let's push them to make these mega fights that these promoters don't want to make. Let's force them to do it. That's what we got to do. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this thing up. I want to thank you for your time. I really do appreciate it. But what I would really appreciate more than anything is for you to go over to In the Ring with Christine right now. She's almost to 600 subscribers. There's the link right there. I want all of you guys, if you're not subscribed to her, subscribe. Hit the like button when you head over there as well. Leave a comment in the chat. Let them know little bro Gfunk, the black sheep, sent you over there. All right? I will appreciate that. Santeo, thanks for being here, brother. I see you in the chat. Everybody head over there right now. I'm going over there myself because I want to see what this guest got to say. All right? So, guys, have a good one. And I'll talk to you soon. I'm out of here.